Peace, you two. Peace, you two. Peace, S. Peace. Oh, I'm looking quite different. Peace, peace to east, west, north, and south. This is FleurBrun coming to today. I'm outdoors. Check on it. Check on it. I don't even know if you can see me. Hopefully, you can hear me. I think I have my microphone in. I think I have. You may not be able to hear me. Hold on, family. Let me put my microphone in. There we go. Now I think you can hear me. I don't like keeping my ears totally locked in. Peace to the east, the west, the north, and the south. I'm out chaperoning little people. So I came to kind of discuss something that was brought up earlier. So check on in. Okay? Yeah? You can hear me? Perfect. Okay, so I was supposed to do my last Starbucks yesterday, but I'm actually at Starbucks waiting for the little people. They're on the prowl, and I have to monitor them because I'm just that kind of mama. Bonjour, bonjour, comment ça va? Hello. So check on in. So I wanted to talk about twin flames. Big up to Kiki. Kiki actually brought up a conversation brought up a while ago that she had mentioned, and never mind me, I'm out. I wasn't supposed to go out, but the little people wanted to go out and do their rounds, and I'm a mother and a hover. I'm a hover mother. I'm a hover mother. You ever hear? You ever hear a hover mother? I'm a hovering kind of mother. So yeah, I'm a helicopter mom all day, every day. I stay close by in case I gotta take down any diabolicals. Anyway, so we're gonna get into a conversation about twin flames and the agenda to halt the twin flame process. You got a summer breeze in Washington State, yeah? So I'm gonna put my sunglasses on, if that's okay. It's a little funny. All right, because I can still see you. I think my sunglasses are somewhat clean. So I wanted to get into the twin flame. A lot of people ask me about the twin flame because when you're involved in twin flaming, you don't make as much of a big deal about. I don't want to wear my sunglasses. I I don't like wearing some sunglasses because I can't see you. All right. Oh, April said y'all's president is lying about the virus. April's coming in the room, coming with fire in the yard. Go ahead, April. I support your fire. Whenever you see stars coming with fire, you notice I never try to put in your out your fire in the belly. I'll let your fire just steam. Anyway, so we're going to talk about twin flames and how they're, with the agenda running, with the T virus agenda, and with agendas running all over the place. I was very disturbed today to hear that they're stopping in France. Big up to all my francophonic people in France. France is stopping public kissing. How are you going to stop public kissing in France? We kiss. The French, one thing you will learn about us Frenchies, it doesn't matter where you go. Creoles in New Orleans, you will go to the Frenchies in Quebec and Montreal. You go to the Frenchies in in France. We like to kiss. And the fact of the matter is, for them to put a ban on public kissing, I was really disturbed. I was disturbed. I was like, how are you going to stop us from doing our public kissing? French, we are violators of personal space. Yeah, they said they can't make public gatherings, they can't kiss. We like to do our kiss. I love kissing. You ain't gonna stop me. T virus isn't gonna stop me. I may not kiss everybody, but one thing I love to do, I'm a snuggler and a kisser. I like to hug and kiss people. Y'all met me at the conference. I'm real personable. We all gonna be virused up together. Let me cut out the shenanigans, y'all. Y'all know how I get down. I'm out. I'm out waiting for the little people on their round. So we're gonna get into the twin flame and the diabolicalness of them attempting to sidebar our twin flame conjunction in March 22nd, March 11th to 22nd. That's our conjunction. They're gonna try to sorry bar it. Can't stop, won't stop. You know what's amazing to me? They can always try. They make attempts all the time to try to stop our our twinning. It's amazing to me. And you know the twinning phenomenon, and this is why I love Kiki. She's so amazing. That's why she's not in our country anymore, because Kiki was smart enough to get the heck out of Dodge. Because to speak your mind in this country, United States of America, they always give us consequences, but I don't care, because I'm about that life. But Kiki bounced. So Kiki was bringing that up. She brought up our conversation a while ago about the twinning is kind of connected to the whole Noah's Ark, having two of every species on the, basically the ark, which is saving all DNA from every species. So basically, the concept of that is they're preventing the Noah Ark phenomenon from occurring. We're supposed to twin up right before that. And, part of the twinning, which I love that she connected to the Noah's Ark, is keeping the species intact, a healthy amount of the species. And if you look at a lot of movies, or you look at like some of the things when they talk about when when they were bringing up what is it, Children of the Damned? What is it, Children of the Damned? Yeah, or Village of the Damned, whichever version you saw. It was the same thing. You had a male and a female of every kind. So you pairs. You have pairs, and part of the twinning is that pairing. We're supposed to pair with our other half, and so a couple of you were asking me. How's the twinning concept going? Your B day is March 21st, and you're getting already with your twin. That's what I'm talking about. They attempt to stop everything. Oh, this little girl, she got the biggest. She got a big skateboard. That's cute. Yeah, they attempt to stop it, but they're unable to do it. They're like punks. The dark Kabbalists are like those punks that are just mad because their reign is over, so they're gonna try to dirty everybody else's time. They're gonna try to ruin everybody else's happiness and shine, but they can't stop, won't stop. You must be confused, because as I said before, and as you're starting to see being revealed, this is our home court advantage. And we've already won. We're just watching and observing the actual win and how it occurs. So their covert, well, it's not actually covert, their overt attempt to try to seize twin flames from reuniting is going to fail. And we will twin more quicker this way, probably with the impending agendas unrolling and unraveling. Because when you push people against the wall, normally if more complacency people are in, or more, when people are more apathetic or they're sitting in comfort, they're less likely to take a chance on twinning or merging with their other half. But when you push them against the wall and they think that they may not survive T viruses or, wars and mass destruction, they're going to be like, screw it. I might as well twin. I might as well take a chance on love. If this is going to be the end of this cycle, and I may not be here, I might as well jump on a plane, go see my twin, make masterful love to her, and call it a wrap. See, this is why they're idiots. You know what I'm saying? They're not very smart and clever, because all they do is propel us further into doing exactly what we were intended to do. So the whole Noah's Ark theory is bringing two of everything, doubling of everything, to have preservation of a species or of a frequency. Okay, and as I've noted, I'm seeing a lot of different people that I didn't really think were in the twinning phenomenon. Because remember, it's my theory. Remember, it's a theory. I can't vet it out until it happens, right? Theories or hypothesis that, we are part of the 144, and they're only the 144 are in the twinning frequency. And being that the case, those would be the only ones who are here for that. You know, there are many different species here, there are many different beings here, and not everybody's here for this twinning. You know, people merge with their soul mates, you know, their karmic mates, their divine partnerships. You have many different relationships. You've traveled with people intergalactically, interdimensionally, through various cycles. You know what I mean? Various cycles. When you have gone and reincarnated over and over again with your team. You know, many of us know each other. That's why many of us get along real well, because we've been on this mothership together plenty of times. You know what I'm saying? So it is the same with the twin flame. The twin flame is basically just the beginning stages of a merge with the 144. It isn't the, it's the beginning, but it isn't the end. You know, that's why I think the guitar of the sea star, Bikini. Where's Bikini? Bikini was on here. But I was having a discussion with another sea star, and we were talking about having this connection with the other twins. And a lot of times we may meet other twins of twins. So remember, we're supposed to merge overall, but you may meet someone else's twin, and you may feel really connected to them because it's part of your, that's part of your soul cycle group, the 144. So you feel like that's the person you're twin with, but they're not, they're just another spark of another spark. So it's really, you have a super duper connection with them based on the fact that you are all going to merge together. You're part of the oneness, part of the infinite oneness, but they may not be your direct twin, so to speak. You know what I mean? Not the beginning twin that you got with. So for that matter, hold on. We got some weirdness going on. You know, I'm at the ET hub. Starbucks is like the ET hub where they do a lot of weird stuff. I'm at the headquarters of the extraterrestrial hub, and I always gotta stop real quick and see what kind of interdimensional beings are stopping here. I love, you know, I like to put my sunglasses, so I'm behaving myself though. I'm behaving myself because I have to go on this fast, so I can't get into the shenanigans right now. And I got little people afoot. The little people are somewhere around, and I have to make sure I am not putting them in embarrassment mode. Because yesterday I took a picture. I'm sidebarring right now. Yesterday I was out. I took a picture. You know, I sneak pictures. I'm a violator of pictures. You know, I saw a being. I don't know what this being was. I had to take a picture of him though, because I don't know what he was, but he looked like some sort of mantis being, the way his joints were and everything like that. So I took a picture of him. My little one was like, "Mommy, you're taking pictures." I said, "I'm not violating. I won't put it online. I'm not going to embarrass this being. I just want to investigate it later and take it in the house, in my private space, and be able to observe it and identify it and leave it in the archives in my, you know, anyway." So, anyway, so sometimes you'll meet other twins or other little people meeting up. Oh, wait a second. The Pope just passed away. Video just posted by Rudolph. Uh-oh. Okay, breaking news. Breaking news. Who just gave the breaking news? Thank you, sir. Serendipity. Uh-oh. Okay, we have a problem, family. Oh, come here. Wait. Devin, come. Come say hi.
Mark said hi, by the way.
Did he? How's he doing?
He's really good. He's had a good food today, so
Right? That's Stefan. Uh-oh. Breaking news, everyone. The Pope just passed. That timeline is going to be catastrophe. When the Pope passes, it means it's on and popping. So everybody on this feed, after you put a handy dandy like in the video, put your seatbelts on, it's on and popping. Because I heard from my intel list that if he passed away, we're on the timeline where it's going to be absolutely fanatical. We are going to be safe, but we're going to observe other people going through. Hey, Hudson River, where are you? That's my Mount Vernon brethren. Hudson River, come to the south. Oh, get all my people. Come to the south, Hudson. So that's a timeline where there's going to be catastrophes, and the virus of mass destruction, the T virus of mass destruction is on and popping. Oh, so later when I get home after I'm with the little people, I'm going to make a video on true prepping. I'm not going to make it too long, and I'm going to pull it off. I just let you guys know. Whoever's on here, you'll know, because most people who are coming for the twin phenomenon, you're probably part of the 144. So I don't mind making the video. The other ones may come or not, but I'm just gonna make the video because I'm sick of them making these clowns online selling starch of mass destruction in these prepper kits. It pissed me off. Like, especially these big groups, they're making all these survival kits. If you see what they have, mac and cheese, all kinds of starch, that's not prepping. That's called dying alone in your house, quarantining yourself with all kinds of garbage. Your immune system will be so jacked up by the time, when your immune system is so jacked up, by the time you get out of quarantine, you're going to wish you stayed in it. So I'm just telling you, I'm going to make a video later because you know I'm about that life, and I've been about that life for over 20 years. So I'm not one of those who's trying to make money off of people. If you wanted to go and get a prepper kit like that, you could go to Walmart and get yourself stuff for like $50. Let's do this anyway. Don't get me, don't get me upset. I'm sorry. You know, the unrighteousness of people. You don't pay anybody to prep. Don't be lazy. Don't pay anybody to prep. Get your prepping stuff together. You do you. You know, you shouldn't be paying these clowns to give you prepper kits of starches and mac and cheese and dried stuff, things that are going to dehydrate you. You need to stick with us, the 144, because we won't steer you wrong. We're actually really here for the upliftment of Mother Earth and her natural beings. Don't listen to these clowns and don't buy that garbage. If you want to pay that $199, you go and take your $199 and I'm going to show you some of the things you should have as your staple, and you will be happy, you'll be healthy, and you'll be fine. Uh-oh, they're sending people over. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Oh, the little people are back. Hello, little people. Where are you guys going? Nothing, nothing. Okay, so you guys are going that way?
Yeah.
Okay, you have until 2:30.
Okay.
Be careful. Did you see anything that way? Nothing?
We were looking around back there.
Okay, have fun. Okay, so my little people they're going in another direction. Okay, so this is kind of odd. I almost feel like I can't finish my flame video. The Pope died in another dimension. Oh, he said in another dimension. It wasn't in this one? Okay. If he died in this dimension, we would have had a problem. If it was in another dimension, we're good. I think we popped out of the other dimension. Can someone confirm that he hasn't died in this dimension? Thank you, Ka. Yeah, $199. You could build your own bug out bags. You know, people are crazy on here trying to hustle people out of by selling you garbage and putting in a plastic. Listen, he has not died in this dimension. Okay, so we're good. So long as he hasn't died in this dimension, we're in the right dimension. If he died in the other, it isn't a good thing. I'll be good with water beans, some flint seeds, and blankets. That's what I'm talking about, Hudson. You want to talk about fasting. If y'all were up on fasting, you wouldn't be concerned about stocking up food of mass destruction. Anyway. He is sick with the T. No, he has the T virus. They probably trying to take him out because he's a pedophile. He's part of that whole. Remember, they're taking out all the diabolicals. Oh, I got to talk about the UK. Okay. What I'll do is I'll talk now. Let me finish up my video talking about the twin flames, and then I'll come to you later from the warmth of my bedroom. I'm out with the little ones. Please put a like on the video if you're okay with this video. Okay, so we're going to go into the concept of twin flames, how it's interrelated with the ark. With basically the ark is just a ship. Okay, it is basically just the mothership. It is a ship that is keeping pairs of genes. Okay, so the ark. The whole concept of Noah's Ark, it's a person, two animals. That was a gene saving program. That's to save certain species of genealogy family. It isn't literal. It is literally a genetic conservatory effort. Okay, that's all that is. Okay? Length. We got to stay on the topic, y'all. Because if I go on another, because y'all get upset when I get off topic. So let me stay on the topic of twin flames. So what they're trying to thwart right now is the twinning phenomenon. Because as we twin, the more we twin, is oh, these cars are, oh, they got some phenomenal cars right now. You got all the stushies coming out today. They're coming out with all their fancy dandy cars right now. Let me show you. Hold on. Look at this car. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. They come out with all their T cars or whatever have you. That was a pretty car, right? That's real pretty. I like when they come with the old-fashioned cars. I had to cancel, you know, the little car I bought for my daughter for her birthday? I know the weather here is it's chilly for us. You know, I'm wearing this. You know, when I'm wearing long sleeve because I like to be naked and unafraid. But if I have to put clothing on, it isn't a good day for us in Florida. Everybody here has sweaters on. I know it's more warm compared to a lot of the other places, but for us in Florida, we're used to like 80 and above. Yeah, my little electric car, I had to cancel it because it was coming from Chinois neck of the woods, and they didn't deliver it on time. So I was like, maybe I shouldn't get it because you don't know. I don't know what's in there. You know, they got all kinds of craziness, you know, going on over there in Raccoon City, and it was coming. I didn't know it was coming from there, but it was coming from there. It was cute though. Remember, I ordered it, so I canceled it. They might still deliver it, but I'm gonna have to disinfect it. I'm gonna have to take a puff the magic dragon approach to the car. I have to spray it down with my own disinfectant. Anyway, so twin flames will be on and popping. Please be unconcerned about their attempt to try to jar twins apart or to disallow from the union, the proper union. Like I said, my concept, my theory is that during the time of all these people, during the time of the conjunction is when twin flames will be propelled to come together, to merge, okay? And once 60% or above of the twin flames merge, that's when the full-on pole shift comes. So it'll probably be one of the first conjunctions happening. So that's why the fast is really pertinent, to make sure we're clearing ourselves to allow for a proper union. So, you know, just make sure that you are staying, make sure you're staying in alignment. Now, my homeopathic specialist wouldn't allow me to do a water fast again because I've done several water fasts. So she suggested, well, I'm going to follow the regime. I'm doing more of an herbal fast and a raw. Well, I've done raw before, but this is raw. So I'm basically going into the concept of a liquiditarian fast, which is all of them that I've been doing, but a liquiditarian approach. So I'll be doing herbs, herbal detoxing. So I'll be doing herbal and along with raw raw smoothies with pulp. So yeah, he's allowing she and he. It's a team. It's a wife and husband. They're phenomenal, and they're from Central America. So I will be doing herbal based with a lot of the herbs that are from Central and South America, and I will be doing that with a raw high fruit smoothie infusion. So it's good because I'm excited that I can at least have smoothies. It's nice. It makes you happy too. High fruit makes you happy, especially when you put them in smoothies. So I'm excited about this fast because this fast allows me. Yeah, sometimes you don't feel like a fast. The water fast, they said nah because it's trashing my metabolism. And I got to be careful because I'm a little more seasoned than some of you. And with me, if I do, because I don't require as many calories as most because I'm on natural thickums. So I'll be fine and healthy, but I have to have a certain caloric intake to be able to maintain a healthy metabolism. And I'll be working out, like many of you know, I'll work out an hour and a half a day, 5 days a week to maintain my metabolism. So it'll be fine. So you'll watch me on the journey, it'll be fine. So let's go back to twinning. So twins, be unconcerned. If you are in the twinning phenomenon, and you are the 144, you will be twinning regardless of what they attempt to do. And you will absolutely be able, and yes, the knowing kind of goes in the concept of the doubling. And I'm watching this other, I don't know if you guys watch Charmed, the new version of Charmed. My little one likes me to watch the new Charmed, the new season of Charmed. I don't know if anyone watched it, but it's kind of like the concept. Remember, there's a light, what do they call themselves? Another light worker, and there's a dark worker. So it's the concept of this two of you sparked. And why they separated us was to basically go through and feel through different forms of energy and to be able to take that information back and come back around and feel that energy, that information together as a collective. That's what unity conscious. Oh, white lighter. Thank you. Thank you, Lovesy. Yeah, a white lighter and a dark lighter. So they kind of bring up twins in a lot of different shows. And I really appreciate, oh, I must have all these fancy cars. Everybody has their old cars out. They're all afraid of the T virus. There isn't anyone over here afraid. I'm joking. My world, they act like it doesn't exist. I live in a world where the T virus, I haven't heard one conversation regarding the T virus. That's how I know I'm in another dimension. Only person who knows about it is me. Imperfect. Oh, thank you, my love. 1111. She brought that. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you. I brought that 1111 in the house. I appreciate it, my love. Yeah. So anyway, I want to encourage my twins to keep on whatever path you're doing. Everything that you are engaging in is exactly what you're supposed to be involved in. If your twin hasn't come around and you are part of the 144, I can assure you that they will. If you aren't part of the 144, then maybe it's just a karmic mate. You know, I had talked to a young lady who I knew for a fact she was engaged in a more of a karmic relationship, more of a soulmate kind of relationship, and she swore it was her twin flame. And I said, honey, twin flames, that isn't your twin flame. It is somebody that you have you have probably had a contractual agreement that is probably phased out. You've already satisfied that contract and they've moved on. To keep, harassing them or keep calling them or keep obsessing with them, that's a form of, mental illness too. You wavering on a tier of mental illness. You shouldn't obsess with anyone by calling them and obsessing with somebody who does not feel the same. Listen, twin flames are attracted to each other. Let me say this. And it's not to, FleurBrun keeps it real. I think it's hard because a lot of people will lie to you because they want to make money from you. I'm not making money from you. You saw your twin flame yesterday, first since May 2019. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. A JA. That's beautiful. Kai. Oh, thank you, Kai. I appreciate it. That 444. I love that 444. Thank you, my love. Yeah, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. If you and your twin flame are supposed to be attracted to one another, if you aren't there, they aren't attracted to you, that isn't your twin flame, my loves. It could be a karmic, maybe you like them a lot and this is just unrequited love. You know what I mean? I got to keep it real because some people are very, very out of reality. They obsess. They're twin flame groupies. They obsess with the concept of twin flames. Not everybody here is for twinning. I've declared that already. It's my personal belief that there's only the 144 are here for the twinning phenomenon. Others will have other connections and bondings and what have you. But not everybody's here for that. But the young lady is just obsessed with this particular male, and he's not. If he isn't receptive, you're on the team. Hey, you're on the alignment of,
Good. We
you
need
know,
you at 100%. Soon. Then later, please.
you're in the alignment of possibly, stalking someone. They have to be attracted to you. Part of the twins are very attracted to one another chemically. Why one runs is because that's overwhelming for them. So sometimes what you'll see, because people are like, they'll hear about other twins running and they think that that's their scenario. It isn't a lot of times. If you aren't your twin's physical type, and it doesn't, not type, physical, if they don't have a physical attraction for you, and it doesn't mean your type, because usually twins, oddly enough, it's like weird opposite, kind of like equal opposite types, but they have to be attracted to you. And the reason why they may run is because they feel overwhelmed by that attraction. Now, if you have a twin and you aren't, they're not attracted to you at all, or you're not even in their, it doesn't mean if you're the opposite of what they normally like, they're not attracted to you in any way. That's not your twin, my loves. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there's a lot of delusional twin groupies out here who are obsessing about people who aren't their twins, and it's borderline stalkerish. There is nobody like I wouldn't want some man. I told you about the sheik. He's gone a step further. The sheik who offered to pay close to $1 million. People, you should hear some of the insanity that people write me. You're so selfish for not taking the money because he's offering this. It would help us all. First of all, if that's what you get offered, then you should take it. I wouldn't take anything from anyone that isn't deserved. I'm not deserving of that. And it isn't honorable. And that man has an obsession with me for the last 6 years, 5 or 6 years. Many of you remember, if you were part of many of you would, some of you even know who it is. If you were part of my YouTube for a while, you could have seen his messages years ago. Yeah, he has an unhealthy obsession with me, and he thinks that if he can offer $1 million, that he can have me. So I wouldn't take that money because I'm not that. My father taught me differently, and I'm in love with another man, and I wouldn't have anybody pay and barter with me. I don't care what he offered. I have exactly what I need for me. That I rightfully earned. And anybody who goes above and beyond that to try to purchase you, you should always kindly and appropriately say, no, thank you. Sorry. Okay, so for those who are, because some of you write me some egregious things about me accepting money and me being selfish. I think you are highly selfish yourself because it wasn't offered to you. If that's something that's offered to you, then you take it. You don't tell somebody else what they should take. A man's obsession with you, he's trying to purchase you, and he'll go to any means to try to do it. And most of these egregiously wealthy men are not used to women having some moral compass. They're used to women selling themselves to them. You know what I mean? It's a whole culture of that. So when they meet a woman who actually has some self-esteem, some ethical base, they're shocked. And been throwing himself at. I'm not the one. I'm not attracted to him. I'm sorry, and I'm with somebody I like. So when people obsess with you, that's an example. I don't care. He told me he thinks I'm his twin flame. I'm not your twin flame. The 50 million wives that you try to purchase, that's your twin flame. Those are your twin flames. Yeah, so just be mindful. I say this all to say, and it's not bigging myself up because, listen, I'm a woman of a certain age. For him, you trying to pay $1 million for a woman that's already had children. You know what I'm saying? There's some young sea stars who would prefer your affection. You paying you trying to buy $1 million to a woman who's chunky, got breast and mass structure. That's probably what he wants to pay for. And I'm past that stage. I'm a leave this planet with my dignity. I'm saying I have my truck I like. I'm good with me. So all this to say is that, people, you have to know when obsession is unhealthy. And many of you who are obsessing with someone who you see as your twin and you keep calling them and harassing them. Oh, I was going to pick that up. Oh, let me see.
Looks like my dog. I have a little Boston
That made me
Terrier.
really sad. And I didn't really take it. Oh,
His name's
do you
Gizmo.
really? The Gizmo?
Gizmo. He's like 15. He's on the downward. Yeah.
Well, they get to that point though. What about the other dog? What about the other dog?
Especially these dogs.
Well, he's lived a long time though. Oh, I'm sorry. I get distracted. I'm a social person. So just be careful for those of you who are twinning, and I keep it real with you. If your twin isn't attracted to you, it's because that's not your twin. Okay, move on. Just move on and keep it moving. Okay, be with somebody who has the same level of attraction and chemistry and frequency with you. Stop obsession. If it's your, and let me give you some. Let me give you some great resolve. If they are your twin, there isn't anything that could stop them from merging with you. Remember the Skeksis? Remember I told you watch the Dark Crystal. Watch the Dark Crystal. Watch the Dark Crystal at the end during the conjunction. Remember Olga was talking about the conjunction, the Great Conjunction, and right before the conjunction, remember the the mystics were coming out of the nature to go meet up with the Skeksis, and there wasn't anything that could hurt the mystics because the mystics were the same with the Skeksis, so they wouldn't hurt. And that's another thing I want to state with the twin flames. Your twin flame wouldn't hurt you. By the nature of hurting you, they would hurt themselves. Okay? So you have somebody who you call a twin and they're hurtful to you and they're doing cruel things to you. That isn't your twin. That's a karmic mate or a karmic relationship that wants to play out. It wants the contract wants to be resolved. Okay? So if someone's a twin flame, they aren't going to hurt you. They're not purposefully. When I say hurt, they're not going to say mean things to you. They're not going to be cruel to you. Because by the nature of them doing that to you, they would do it to themselves. So they would have automatically feeling guilt because it would hurt themselves. And just watch that scene when the conjunction's happening and the mystics are moving and the Skeksis, they're guardians, big beetles that go and hurt all the other things. They can't hurt the mystics because the mystics are them and they are the Skeksis. Okay? So just be mindful. I wanted to put that out there because I get a lot of, and it isn't to shade anyone because sometimes you could like somebody a lot and you want them to like you, it's called unrequited love. You want them to like you. You really like them. You really wish that they would have the same affinity and affection. If they don't, that means you're not their cup of tea and you have to accept that. And some of our sea stars have to learn that men obsess with women all the time. And some of you males have to learn that. Like I gave you the example of the Sheik. He did this for 6 years and people are writing me tales and stories about how their bills can't be paid, how if I took the money, I could help them. That's really disrespectful. It's really disrespectful for you to tell your sister to sell herself out to help you out. Because if you're in alignment, that wouldn't even be an option for you to even request that from me, to compromise myself to make you more comfortable. That makes no sense. And we're not in alignment if you think that. Okay? So, yeah, you'd be surprised, If you have, listen, if you are struggling monetarily, that's a karma. That's a karma thing. I told you that all the time. People think that I'm being judgmental or cold. It isn't. Abundance comes easily and effortlessly. If you're blocked from abundance because karmically there's something playing out. It could be a lack of self-love showing up. It could also be you have done harm. You may have blocked somebody else's abundance, so you get that later in life. I know a lot of, this is the number one thing because I come from New York. Big up to all my New York brethren. I know a lot of males from New York who used to be drug dealers. I didn't hang out with, I just know because in New York, it's just, that's something that a lot of brown and Latino men and lunar men, you lunar guys do on a higher end. But you do. And I know them later on in life. See, remember, I'm a little more seasoned. And what happens when they get older is they don't have any money. Money is always blocked from them. They have blockers with abundance. And I remember my guides telling me I can't help them. Don't take on a karmic debt. I'm not supposed to help them with building abundance. They're blocked from abundance because they were doing things that were out of sync of abundance. So now when they're older, they're stuck. Abundance is really difficult to come to them because they got such a free-for-all from doing. So, if you selling drugs to your people on the street and mothers and, your friends and your friends' mothers, then what happens is that, you get a whirlwind of money, but you're compromising people to do it. So later in life, if you're lucky enough to become an OG, you have problems bringing in abundance because you violated the source of how abundance came in. Do you understand? So it's necessary. So it isn't a judgment. I'm just saying a lot of times if you're lacking in abundance, it's because you're blocking it. Maybe you feel non-deserving. You've got to do more gratitude working on knowing that you're deserving to be abundant and free and it should come effortlessly. You have to work on that, or you've accrued some karma from taking as you shouldn't, being greedy, hoarding, stealing. In past lives, you could have been somebody who may have, taken on somebody else's, taken someone's land, taken someone's money. You could have been a tyrant or a pirate in the last life. A lot of that. So you know, taking responsibility for one's frequency is the number one way that I know that you're heightened in awareness. Whenever I've had any issues, it was only because of myself. My number one blocker or my number one challenge was always me. I couldn't blame you if I wanted to, even when I was with the Nazi. I chose to be with the Nazi. You know what I mean? I'm always grateful that they taught me lessons so that I could move on and grow past that scenario. But I chose that being. That was that any issues that came along with me being with someone who was so mishandled me was because I didn't love me. So, for those who are twinning, you will know when the time comes, and there won't be anything that could ever stop you from merging with your twin. Anything. So take that out of your mind. And if you have a ever knowing and you, oh, this dude is walking around. Wait, look at this guy. He's walking around with church music. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought the guy was walking around with boombox. Someone's playing church music. It's not even Sunday. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. So it's no shade. When I come to you and give you certain things, I tell you about my life. And it hasn't been all roses and cherries. I have amazing parts of my journey, but many of the things that I've been challenged with in my life are things that I created for myself. Okay? So it's not even Sunday. Yeah, I created for myself, and I want you to take responsibility. So I know your level of frequency based on your awareness. I know, when I had somebody who was telling me, something that someone she knew did. Like, she was speaking about, this is an example. I knew if I had it's not really a friend, it's an acquaintance. And they were talking about what someone did all the time. And everything that they said that the other person did is exactly what they do. And they were wondering why they don't have friends. It's like that kind of non-awareness is why most people are blocked with abundance and friendships and camaraderie. If you aren't even aware of your basic behavioral patterns, of your basic what's going on with you, then you're going to always encounter trials and tribulations to humble you and allow you to see yourself. So, I can't teach that. That has to be that's self-taught. That you teach that to yourself. I could share my journey so you can see. Because a lot of times when I have issues with someone, I look internally to see what about me is projecting that. And 99% of the times there's something in me that's projecting to someone else, bouncing it back at me for me to learn the lesson if I'm aware enough or if I'm accepting enough. And then when I get it, I'm like, okay. I do that. You know what I mean? I do that. So I had to do that. I remember even with my mate, I do some, FleurBrun has moments. Remember when I was a little bit in that flirtatious, remember I was in mating season? I'm a bit of a flirt, and if I like people, I like them. So you won't ever have to guess if I have a crush or if I like someone. I always tell them. Oh, thank you, Marion. I appreciate it. Thank you. Mwah. Thank you, my love. Oh, the little ones are back. Look at them. They got goodies and mass destruction. Oh, hello, little people. No, thank you. Oh, you've got goodies? Did you guys have fun? Okay. You want to sit? You're on. I don't put you on video. You guys ready to go? You ready to go? Oh, okay. I didn't know. All right, family. So I'm going to come back to. You want to walk around a little bit more? Yeah? Okay. Okay. Yeah, good stuff. Okay, you guys can sit down and relax, and I'll finish my video.
You can walk around.
It's up to you. Yeah. Oh, yummy. What time is it? Do you guys know? It's 2:30? Okay. So do you want to walk around? You guys tired? No? You ready to go home? No? You guys can sit down and relax for a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right, so let me finish up. All right, y'all. It's 2:35. I know I gave them time. It went really fast, right? They came on time. This is how you know I got them on a leash. I don't have them on a leash. It's cute. My little ones, they stay close to their mama bear. They don't go too far. If I tell them to come back at a certain time, they come. I love that. I, the one most wonderful thing about being a mother, is that good? Yummy. I love being a mother. No, thank you, baby. Enjoy. You finished with that? You guys hungry?
Yeah, it's a hungry.
You eating all those goodies?
I went to
That's not food.
Chipotle, but I mean, it's pretty far away.
What do you guys want to eat?
I don't know, Chipotle.
You can get a salad. You want to get a nice salad or a freshie? A roll? No? Yeah, I have respectful little ones. Hmm? What did you say? For the whole bag?
Yeah, but then for two of them it'd be 5. So we got 2.
My goodness. Don't tell your mother I let you eat all the snacks. I love my babies. I would have had so much more. I love being a mother. I was a mommy before I had little ones. I was the one that everybody brought their children to because they knew I would stay in, and I'm highly protective of little ones. So I would threaten males if they came around. Yeah, I threaten anybody who came around. They want a Chipotle, right? I don't even eat at Chipotle. The fact that she knows that, because their little friends eat at Chipotle. Chipotle has some good salads, right? Oh, I should take my salads. I have two, 3. It'll be 3 in the future. I'll have 3. My most children I'll have at the end of my cycle will be 3. Maybe a little boy, a little girl next time, right? Twin flames. Okay, so I'm gonna. Yeah, they have some good. Y'all gotta get me hungry. I'm drinking coffee over here. Okay, so let's talk about twin flames. So twin flames. Let me just say this. You want 3? I know I'm having 3. The third one. But so anyway, twin flames are a fact. You will twin. If you're one of the 144-year twin, I personally think that conjunction will happen, and when it does, it will be. Now, when the conjunction happens, I don't know if this is like you just get with the twin, they stay. I don't know how that works out. I just know that that conjunction means something, and I think it's going to be interesting how that turns out. So, for those who are having twins that aren't around, make sure you're being realistic about it, okay? We're not talking about someone who's running away because you're so fantastic and they're afraid of falling in love and being stuck with someone who has that much power. That's more of a twin running away. If a twin is running away, that's more of why, because they suffer from some sort of sickness out there, based in fearful of that. I had that issue with my twin. I was afraid of my twin because I didn't want to be taken over with my heart space from being hurt previously. But for the most part, a twin is always attracted to you. It doesn't matter if they run, they have a hyper amount of attraction to you. So that's also how you know that they're your twin. Okay. So guys, I'm going to definitely come to you later. We're going to do a little bit of a prepping video. I want to get the little ones something to eat. They're eating snacks. It's okay for them to eat snacks. I don't like them eating snacks without having something more consistent in their tummies. You know what I mean? So I got to go take care of my little ones and their friends. All right. So it was nice talking to you. Thanks for keeping me company. I was sitting here by my lonesome, talking with you fine folk. The only one I'm not saving is the prepper video. It'll be up. You could save it though. But I'll do the prepper video. I want to kind of just chill out in the house a little bit, but I'm going to go get my little one some salad because they need some substance. Even as I'm talking to you, I'm like obsessing, like, what am I going to get my little ones to eat? Because they're with their friends. So, I think anytime they're with their friends, their friends' children. I told the parents know when their children come with me, they're my children. So it doesn't matter who we're with; those are my children now. Any children that are with me are my children. I treat them that I protect them like they're mine. I treat them like they're mine. They're mine. You know, I treat them the same. That isn't. My mother did the same thing. My mother and dad. We're very tribal based like that. Just as protective. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna go because they're eating junk of mass destruction. They don't eat bad things. They're eating some sort of like what is that thing? Sun chips or whatever. You take temporary custody. Yeah, I love being a mother. It was the greatest thing that I could have ever been. The reason why I show up the way I do also is because I am a mom. It's one thing I always wanted, and I'm grateful I've had the opportunity to have beautiful babies. That was my greatest accomplishment thus far. All right, family, so I'm gone. I love you. I'll come a little later, hopefully. If I don't come later, I'll come tomorrow. So if you're worried about me coming later, if I'm lazy and I just want to lie in bed and chill out because the little people are happy, I may just do that. I'll come to you if I feel. But I definitely want to give you the prepper stuff. I have so much stuff and I want to share it with you because I don't. I want you to at least be appropriately, prepared. Don't listen to these clowns on YouTube telling you to get starch, mac and cheese. That's crazy. Like I said, it pissed me off to see what they had in this prepper things. They charging people all that money. You would be, I mean, it's sad because people are lazy and they don't want to do it themselves. So they just, they think, oh, I'll just pay this person to go and get me garbage. Come on now. I think we're better than that. All right, guys. So let me go and take my little ones. And we'll reconvene later. All right? I love you. Peace. Peace, peace, peace.